Yo, what is up, everyone? This is the third episode of the DNG podcast. My name is Brotherwork, and we're going to have a discussion. We're going to talk about Gears of War. And who I have with me with special guests, we got Eat My Pals, the ugly nigga from around the corner from the UK.
Oh, fuck you too.
And also, we got the team Enough. So you guys introduce yourself, have an opening statement.
Hey, my name is Enough.
Regan, you go first.
Hi, I'm Enough Cookie. Been playing Gears of War for quite some time now, since the first one came around, and I'm hoping to join in with this podcast with these guys right now to discuss the trilogy and go over some good and bad points about what the game has been up, till now. So yeah.
And just to keep it all sweet and short, enough of me lads, I'm a noob. There we go. Really good.
Alright.
So, buddy, what's the first topic we got?
Alright. So the first topic, we're just going to talk about the pros and cons of Gears of War. What is the rights, what's the wrong, and anything that you have in your mind as to Gears of War. So anyone want to start off with the opening?
So I kind of felt like Gears of War 1 felt like, because it started off as such an original game, it was something different, it started off so fresh, so clean, and they expanded upon it on Gears of War 2. Obviously, Gears of War 2 had it bad because of obviously the multiplayer was a bit laggy, the shotgun was overpowered as hell, and they saw this as an opportunity to think, we're getting more players onto this. How about we make Gears of War 3 a bit more easier? How about we make them so they can start off, if they haven't played Gears of War 1 or 2, they can start off with more powerful shots for their first 20 kills, or we can give them a retro, or we can give them a sawn-off just to get them cheap, quick kills. I kind of felt like that was a bad way to introduce new people to the series, because Gears of War was all about learning how to play the game because it was something new, but Gears of War 3 kind of felt like it ruined that spark that Gears of War had for it because it was just too fucking easy. So yeah, I kind of like Gears of War 1 and 2 will always be the best ones. I love Gears of War 2 to death, and people hate it, but I kind of felt like that was at the peak of its time. But yeah, that's my con about it.
Difficult, man.
So how come you hate it?
Well,
it's not too bad.
Just movement. As soon as I got it, Gears of War 3 was my first game I got. Well, first Gears. And movement on that's just so much better than Gears of War 2. That's why I just hated Gears of War 2. Gears of War 3 is so much better.
If you're not used to it, you should have started off from the first one, to be honest, instead of going straight to the third. They are a lot.
Probably got to have played the first few anyway to want to know.
They kept the same aspects of it. I mean, they took sort of like the darkness of the game out since Gears of War 1. I mean, the whole thing has just become too retro, like the fucking weapon itself, which is pathetic. And I mean, people have gone straight to Gears of War 3, don't know what it's like to play on the first one and realise how sort of difficult it is to actually learn good movement techniques, ways to, pop someone's head off in an actual stylish way instead of just sitting there top of a bloody tower in the corner and sound harder than people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Personally, how I feel for Gears, first it was more about having a competitive feel for it. It was the game was generalized to play for an intense action of gameplay. Gears 1 had it, Gears 2 had it. Gears 3 just made it noob friendly for everybody so they can go ahead and get a kill. Like you said, Buku was the sawed off and the retro. And then also on top of that, the installments to what the game was added onto. Like the shotgun has always been overpowered since TU6, since Gal 2. That's always had been a problem. But they also want to the issue with that as to all the fans of Gears of War. When they made Gears of War 3 before the beta, the game was great. The beta was definitely amazing.
The beta was at its peak. I loved the beta.
It was a lot of complaining. So Gal 2 was getting all the torture of the game. So TU 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 And the game literally was getting butchered and tortured every time. But when 3 came up with the beta, that's when it was the purest of Gears. Gears 3 was definitely a reminder of Gears 1 and 2.
It was.
If not, just better. Then when they had the retail copy came out, and it really made everybody want to go and find where the fuck Cliff Bleszinski lived, because it was really a bad game. Like, I remember the first day when I went and got, like, my fucking happy black ass went over there and tried to get that game over at GameStop. As soon as I got the pre-order, everything, got the next day.
Yeah.
Then I put it in my disc tray, played it for a little bit, and I said, I am so done. I was so disappointed. But that's what happens when you don't have a real dedicated community to their game, because people will make something happen for your game. But the issue is those scrubby new players that come to Gears and have an issue with it. They didn't even go back to play GAL 1 or 2. And then when they did, they enjoyed it, or they had a certain little issue with it. Yes, understandable, but then when you pull it all the way forward to 3 and to Judgment was just a handicap game for people that did not play Gears. It was just all casual.
Judgment wasn't Gears of War. You should just
it wasn't even Gears. It was Halo of War.
It was Halo. I was just thinking Halo.
Yeah.
No, what Judgment was is what everybody, and like sort of like the younger community of players and all the COD players, you know, Battlefield and all that, they came to Gears of War and they thought, you know, we don't like this, and then they started pitching all these ideas to the developers and that, to what they thought would make the game better, but it didn't. It was literally, Judgment was the trash can of Gears of War. It's everything that everyone didn't want, everyone didn't need. You know, all the aspects of the style of it, the looks, and I mean, seriously, camos on the character, that's just stupid, like, honestly.
It was basically, Gears of War Judgment just felt like a cash grab. It was basically just Gears of War 3 modified. There was nothing different about it. Like, if you look back to Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, then Gears of War 3, Gears of War 1 had its own style of graphics and gameplay. And then you look at Gears of War 2, and that expanded upon Gears of War 1, made it look better and everything. And then Gears of War 3 had a massive jump in style and graphics and artwork, but it still worked. But then Judgment, you look at Judgment, it didn't change shit. It was the exact same game. It's kind of like they wanted to release a Gears of War, but they didn't know what to do for it. It's kind of like they ran out of ideas and they thought, how about we do the prequel, but we do it about Baird instead of Marcus Phoenix. So they did that instead. But then they thought, how about we listen to this community, all of these new people, how about we make the game a lot easier for them, a lot quicker. That's the reason why Judgment's so bad, because it's a quicker game. That they fucked it up. They made it as what it is. The only thing I say Judgment got right is Overrun, because that's something we've definitely always wanted. I mean, Beast was good, but it wasn't good enough to last us for like 3 years or 2 years. We got really bored after we completed it.
Yeah. I can't fault the storyline of Gears of War Judgment though. I mean, it was a good insight as to what was happening before, like the early days of E-Day, and when the emergence came, and when Khan was in rule, and what Baird did to stop him. And then you have got that part where they do communicate with Marcus, Dom, and all that, telling them what they're doing, just before they shove the light mass bomb up Khan's arse,
Yeah.
Still don't kill him. I mean, they should have figured it out by then, even like weapons like that ain't getting rid of the locusts. They could have figured it out a lot sooner, but they didn't for some weird reason.
To me, it should have just stayed as Gears of War Trilogy. The Gears of War Trilogy was incredible. Like, I'm not really a story-driven guy when it comes to games, but when it's a high-quality story such as Gears of War or Halo, it keeps me interested, and I love it to death. Like, Sonic games are different. Like, Sonic's my favorite thing, like, of all time in gaming, but Sonic's a separate thing every time. It's a different continuity. But when it comes to Gears of War, I love that fucking trilogy. I love that story, especially Gal 2's story. The campaign was absolutely amazing.
That was.
I cannot fault that campaign at all, especially when you're inside that worm. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Delivered all the answers as to what, you know, Gears of War 1 left people all these different questions, you know, what the hell were locusts, where did they come from, how is Mira, who is completely human, 100% to the core, how did she become queen, you know, and you find that all out in Gears of War 2, and it's really good how they go into depth like that.
Yeah.
It's great. Do you know when they go to, what's that research facility they go to? It's got like Miles or some shit as that computer do. And you're going through this facility and you go through and you see all these sires and you find out that Mira and I think it's like Adam Phoenix are working on the same project, and it was pretty much just Locust turned out as humans, infected as lambent, and then went to go fucking live underground for a while and then started to breed, you know, all this shit, and everything just got fucked up. And Mira was pissed off because she got exiled down there with them. So that's why she wanted to invade the fucking surface. Yeah. And in Gears of War 1 as well, like, thousands of people, I think, still play that game.
Oh, they do. Especially when it comes to Americans. The Americans' population on Gal 1 is crazy.
Yes, it really is. But it's always an issue. Gal 1 definitely is, it's all from America. Like, there's a lot of fucking people on that game. I say it's from America because there's a lot of people on it. But if you get Gal 3, it's like nothing but people from Mexico. Like, honestly, we can cut the people from, truthfully, people from America, UK, you know, any other people that are like any other area. Personally, everyone is, and their mother is from Mexico on that game, and there's no dedicated service to where it would actually block that from the locale to who and what goes to what area. So like, US supposed to be with Canada and the UK, not with Mexico.
Do you remember when that massive problem happened when all the servers were just kerfuffle and ended up flaming?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Explaining that to you guys in the party, didn't I? I was like, where the hell's all my friends list and that gone?
People messaging me saying, are you getting into games with Mexicans and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, it's just passion. So...
They ain't that bad a problem. They're like the arse end of Gears of War, not really knowing what to do. It's a new game, you know. Getting this console that's literally just been shipped over there and putting it in, and then they decide, oh, look at this, an overpowered weapon. We're going to use this against everybody. You know, the retro lancer.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the sawn-off as well. I think, because they said that the National Shotgun was the most popular weapon of all time, and still is on Gears of War. It's that close quarter combat you got with so many people.
It's the definitive weapon. It's the weapon you think of when you think of Gears of War.
And they had that idea, and they're like, yeah, well, so many people use this, so when we introduce Gears of War 3, we want to bring the rifle aspect back to this. You know, we want people to use that a lot more, not just this close quarter, but this shotgun, or this sawn-off shotgun is mainly for very, very up close and personal. So you don't use that, you'll mainly be focusing on your primary rifles such as Lancer or Retro, and that's what they're trying to add into it.
The thing is, though, when you look back at Gal 1 and you look at how the competitive side was, like, I played a couple of competitive games, they still did use the Lancer, but they used it in such a tactful way that it wasn't so reliant. Like, you could play Gears of War 3 in competitive now, and that's all people use is a pistol or a Lancer. Because the Lancer is so overpowered when it's active, it'll kill you. But the Lancer in Gal 1 was so tactfully used that they will use it to hurt you, then they will use their shotgun. And I kind of felt that was the bad way to do that.
Yeah, and plus also with the delay. The first two-step delay for Gal 1, so you have to shoot it ahead of time before they get there. So that's what made it also very challenging.
It did. It brought an aspect of skill to the game, which is still there. And I mean, not a lot of people who come from either Gears of War 2, 3, or Judgment, they'll complain about there being bullet lag and, you know, this delay in the shots. And it's like, well, We've learned to adapt to that. You haven't. That's what makes us good, isn't it? What makes you bad? It's not that the game is bad. It's just the way it was made and the way we love how it was made. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyone else going to still continue on to the pros and cons, or?
Weapons. Have we covered weapons? We go over. What about the boom shot? Let's talk a little bit about
the boom shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the boom
Well,
shot.
the boom
Get
shot
it
on
out.
Gal 1 was obviously the most powerful weapon in the game, but I love the fact that I only had 2 shots. The same with Gal 2, but I kind of felt in Gears of War 1 and 2, no one really rushed for the boom that much for it. But when it comes to Gears of War 3, everyone's going for it, because not only is it got 3 shots, but it actually has more power, but sometimes I can't stress enough how broken that gun is, because sometimes I will hit them straight in their body and they will not die.
Oh man, so many things happen with that, especially to me. Like, I literally ate that like Pac-Man. Someone shot me literally in the head with a boom shot, and I did not die. And then he killed himself, and I got the sniper from him. He got the other dude that was with, and I was just like, wow.
I think I've committed suicide more times with the boom shot.
Oh, definitely.
And grenades and everything is so bad. So bad.
But that's another thing they need to fix as to just Black Tusk if they come to making the next Gears right. They need to change the blast ratio.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be so explosive unless it's active. So only time
What the
like
boom
that.
shot is, though, it's a small, well, the first explosion is the biggest explosion, then it's just a couple of other explosions around in that area. But I swear that worked more on Gal 1 and 2 than it did on Gears of War 3. I kind of feel like those second explosions worked more than the first explosion did.
Yeah, definitely.
Which kind of doesn't make any sense, but
I swear now, sometimes the boom shot doesn't even have to hit you. It'll go past you and you'll die.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You won't even see it hit.
It doesn't look like it does, but it does. It's just that sort of time delay between your screen and somebody else's. You're there on theirs, but on yours you're not. You know,
Gets me every time.
And two still have that. I mean, they don't have the bullet lag. They have this time delay. It's like you can shoot someone dead on in the head, and no matter if it was really laggy, 5 minutes later it would come off because technically you did hit them. But
yeah.
it was good.
It's kind of the same with the shotguns. That's why people sponge so much.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
another thing. Sponges, hitboxes. Oh god, thank you for saying that. I really hate that the most in Gal 3. Oh
You can shove your barrel in someone's face. Like yesterday, I came behind someone, I put my barrel in their face, stood there for 2 seconds, I shot on their head, they stood up, turned around, one-shotted me, which happens to me every bloody time. Why can they one-shot me, but I can't one-shot them, and then they teabag me? That's another thing, teabagging!
I feel
This desire to teabag people for some sort of sexual, you know. It's like, go get it elsewhere, you know, not virtually teabagging someone in a picture. There's no need for it anymore.
But the way I look at teabagging is when you're doing good on a game, they teabag you because they know you're better than them, and then they get jealous and annoyed at you, so they start teabagging you.
Yeah, like, oh my god, I finally killed the guy. What I should do now? Like, you know, all they do is just hump, and then especially this is what we were just talking about. I really hate when people kill you with a shotgun one time, and they start humping you. Like, oh, I bodied you, hump. Oh, I just grenaded you and killed you, hump. Oh my god, I just should have just pistoled you down, hump, and then kill you, hump, and then that's it. Like it's just, they do the simplest shit, and they'll hump you for anything. And like, I guarantee they'd be outside of school and they fucking play basketball, and then when they fucking make a score, a 3-pointer, they start humping them. Like,
It's
come
just
on.
because when people teabag, they know they're going to expect a reaction out of someone. But I'm not usually one to give them a reaction. I just teabag them back, and then I just don't care.
Yeah.
But like, say when it comes to like a little kid, when they get teabagged, they're like, "Why the fuck teabag me?
Oh
Why
yeah.
did
Yeah,
I
they make a
And then
big deal
they
out of
start
it.
sending a message.
Especially
Yeah.
people in montage, they make a big deal out of that shit.
Oh yes.
They're like, "Oh, you're a fucking nerd virgin bitch." They're like,
I'm gonna
"That's
put
how
you
you
on
get about to get
YouTube."
clipped on. I'm about to put it on YouTube. I'm about to get exposed. What's your YouTube? It's like, what's your fucking YouTube, bro? What's your
Yeah.
I bet you got
Facebook?
like 10 subs.
Yeah, and they're like hella mad at you for no reason, just because what you get raped. And that's the funny thing when it comes to montages. When they get raped, I mean, they literally do get raped. That's the funny thing about all of it. And they get mad and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I fucking hate this kid. He's a fucking faggot." And then when they get mad at you for the fact that you're killing them, they're gonna make a whole excuse saying that I don't like this kid because he did what? I have no reason, but I just don't like him. Like, it's so retarded.
That's
Like-
another thing with montaging. Oh my god. Why random clips? Why? Every time there's a random clip, every time I've watched a random clip, I see, for example, a fucking Quinn shotty with like 3 headshots. How is that a random clip? Okay,
Because
if that's
you
a
get
fucking
4.
random clip, let me see you get better than that fucking clip, because I know for a fact you're not going to get better than that clip, because it's a fucking Quinn. Urgh. Oh,
Exactly.
I'm a good player because I put a Quinn shotgun in a fucking random clips. I'm never gonna hit anything better than that.
It's the people that want to like look better for everybody else. You know, they want to be like that one kid that's all over Instagram
Exactly.
getting more likes. Like, you're not gonna fucking be the most popular kid because you're trying to do better than somebody by putting something that you will never hit in life ever again in your random clips.
Have you noticed that people that do that in random clips is the only thing they start uploading afterwards because they're hitting
Yeah.
all the montage stuff for the random clips. So they just carry it on.
And in episodes, especially that too. And the episodes are just as well as their montage. They might as well just call it a mini tage. I mean, real talk.
Exactly.
Like, why consider it just a not montage episode? It's just retarded. And
I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know if you guys might agree, but like I always had this thing. It's like if somebody does get a good outplay on me, or they get a good headshot, a good, I'm on like say like 4 kill streak, and somebody comes up and I don't know, Tebow headshots me and shit like that. I wouldn't mind that because it's good. It's something that people can look at, and it's sort of like a huge buzzkill. And I don't care if it's on me because it's actually really fucking good they've done that. It's like
Yeah.
instantly denied, and I like the fact that I hate the fact that so many people I know think they can get a Quinn or, a triple headshot, and think those people that got it on are terrible, or that those people that got it on are going to be so mad that they done that and that they're going to put it on YouTube. I'd rather think of it as, me turning around saying to them, dude, that was actually a really good headshot. You got me, that's really good,
Yeah,
series
well, I send a message to people who get really good stuff on me. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't just teabag them after, just be like, fuck you, you got a Quinn.
They don't know how to respond to it because the community is developed into these arrogant and ignorant little pricks who think that everything is a competition.
Oh yeah,
When,
definitely.
And they would expect you to send them a message saying, that was a fucking lucky headshot or anything like that. But when you send them a message such as that was good, they just don't know how to respond to it because they're not used to it. They're just used to everyone being an arsehole and saying, that was fucking shit, or that was lucky,
Yeah. Or you set it that up. That's a huge thing. People set it up. I haven't even heard anybody setting up anything in a while, honestly.
Right.
That's very shocking. Like,
Hmm.
you don't see people getting
Setting
set
up was a
Del Tebow.
massive thing since the Gal 1 days. Oh my god.
Shit. Started when Gal 3 started, that was massive. That was bigger than anything else ever. Like Gal 1 and 2 or whatever, no one really cared. It was just, it happened. But then when people really started looking at it, like really analyzing what the hell is going on.
That's because people cared way too much for it around that time.
Yeah.
People
exactly.
watched it for entertainment back at Gal 1 and 2 days, but now people take montaging way too seriously.
It's like
What
their life.
montaging is, it's just clips of they're not just clips. Oh, I'm going to go for this clip. They're clips of good moments. There's something that comes to you. You don't go for the clip, because if you start trying to go for that clip, it doesn't fucking happen. But if you don't start trying, then it comes to you. People don't fucking realize that. They're like, oh, it's been a week and I haven't hit one clip.
Yeah. I know too many kids like that. Oh my god. Like, they would really get mad and sad that they could not hit a clip literally in like a month. I'm like, bro, for one, you keep going for it. Two, you're just a pathetic montage kid that'll do anything to get a clip for one. As well as you to go ahead and get retards in your lobby. Like, that was a huge thing at one point too. It still goes on, but you know, people don't add anybody anymore because now people are looking at other people's friend lists and shit and who they're acquainted with.
Remember that back ago on? Oh, look at my friends list, you random.
Yeah. Oh my. Look at my friend list. I got DS. I got fucking. I got FYCN. I got all these other fucking snipe battle teams and whatnot. I'm like,
You may have them on there, but it don't mean that they're good. You know, it doesn't mean that them themselves are good. They just happen to have them on the friends list. You know.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's just a friend. It's not like a famous person, like an actor that you just met.
Yeah, you can make him be good, but you won't be good yourself. So what's the point in pointing out? Oh yeah, look at my friend. He's a massive star and shit. You know, it's like, dude, we ain't talking about him. We're talking about you, not the guy you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, back to it though. Montaging really is declining and decreasing, and honestly, is about to be dead. It's not just for just for Gears. It's for many games, but since this is a Gears discussion, we're gonna stay Gears. Gears of War really has bad shit with their standards. Standards is really a big thing to people because they want to be better than other people when they hit clips, but standards are not made to be better than people. It's only made for yourself. As you as a person to make a montage, it all equals up. You making a montage equal to you making whatever you have in your standards. If you take literally more than a year to make a montage, I will say a name right now, blackout. Anyway, if you're gonna make a montage, it's gonna take longer than just a year, and if not longer than a month. You really are just a horrible player, and on top of that, you're just a no life. You just want to do is just try to hit a clip and take that long for it. Standards are defined by your skill, and defined, like you said, to what Buku said, is for you to hit the clips and have your own moments. It's all a moment catcher. It's not a dream catcher. It's a moment catcher. It's what you need to do. It's what you need to do to have that moment happen. For you to make that happen, you gotta wait for that shit to happen. You don't just fucking go up in the fucking game with a bunch of retards saying, "Hey guys, let's do the rolling game." Yeah. And then the fucking shit to do that. And then have people roll at you and get double Spider-Mans all day. Like, stop that. Let's actually, as a community, let's actually make a montage where we are actually just sitting there for a month, doing it for fun, and it'll take forever to do it, and then get retards in the lobby, and then try to impress other people, which is a lot of people nowadays in this society try to impress other people. As the men try to impress another man instead of impressing the girl, they want to go and hit these high standards. I'm done.
Yeah. I've pretty much said what I wanted to say.
No, you can add more to it. I know you do. I know you want some more.
I can't think of anything.
No, that's pretty much it.
I could keep going.
Besides the fact that all this YouTube scene with Gears of War is dead because everyone does the same shit all the time. A montage now is you look at someone's montage and then you look at another person's montage and you'll be like, oh, I've already seen this. Because everyone goes for pretty much the same exact clip. Everyone's going to go for a double blind fire. Everyone's going to go for a triple blind fire. Someone's going to go for a quad shotgun.
Yeah,
so, in actual fact, the thing that makes videos more enjoyable is something that's different. Like, I personally, I record for Gears of War, but I only record stuff that I enjoy doing. Like, I run around with a shotgun, I do wall bouncing, I do roadie strafing, I just all around sweat with that fucking thing. But what I do is I keep good moments of outplaying someone that looks fucking hilarious. and then I just put it into an outplayed compilation, which is called That's Textbook.
Yeah.
And people seem to really, really enjoy that. And I don't put any of that shitty music on that. Just like, oh, I fucked your bitch last night. All that shitty fucking I put on Sonic music, which seems to fit so well with Gears of War, wall bouncing and stuff like that, because it's such a fast-paced track. And honestly, I think YouTubing in general has lost its originality with montaging, and I don't know. There's only a couple of channels that I watch now because they're themselves. No, people act different when they're recording themselves on games.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I've got to say now.
You should go back to Gears of War 1 and, what actually brought you guys into Gears of War in the first place?
The trailer. That trailer, Mad World. Oh my god. I saw that, and then the day of release for Gears of War, my friend knocked on my door, and he was like, hey dude, guess what I got? I was like, what have you got? And he was like, I got Gears of War in the 360. I was like, I'm kind of impressed, mate. Then a week later, my dad bought me a 360, and I was like,
I remember playing the campaign when I was like, I must have been in year 6, and I was shitting myself. It used to scare the crap out of me. I'm not joking. Gears of War used to be such a scary game for me.
And that's what I was trying to say. Well, that's what I try to say to people, up until when it got to Gears of War 3, that dark, spooky, scary aspect of it was taken away. There was no fright left in it. There was no eeriness, the fact that something actually popped out of nowhere, but But then as it got to Gears of War 3, everyone just knew what was going to happen. There was no fear factor there, and it really took the spark out of it. And that's why the Gears of War 1 campaign, and partially some of 2 as well, will always be the best one. Gears of War 3, okay. There's nothing much more that can be said for Gears of War 3 campaign, other than just summarising everything.
It was the Berserkers that did it for me. The tension leading up to them. Oh, it had me cracking in my pants. I'm not even joking. It did that for me.
Good.
They didn't have that though.
Did any of you notice when it came to Gears of War 2, they made it such a big deal that there was massive hordes of locusts down there. You could shoot them all; they would all die.
Yeah.
But then they went to Gears of War 3, and Gears of War 3's enemy hordes were pretty much the same as Gears of War 1's. So what the fuck happened to that? What the hell?
I don't know, maybe we're going on holiday or some shit. I don't know. Something to Queen Mira's needs or some shit like that. Maybe having a small laundry with Rom, Scourge.
Where's Scourge?
That's another thing. I don't get it why they didn't introduce all the main sort of villains and bad guys until, they brought onto the other series of the games. Like, first there was Rom, and then went Scourge, and then Mira was the main one next. And then they finally realised, released to us that Khan was another one, but why didn't we see him at any other point than just those games separately?
Why didn't we ever hear about him?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think there is some references to it if you listen really carefully throughout the campaign and that. But other than that, no, you don't get to see them or get any other hint or sign of them or sight until the rest.
Mm.
And it is it's a bit of a downer. Yeah.
Alright. Let's go on to the next topic. Even though we kind of did went a little off topic from the 2 montage and the standards, but alright, number 3 is Gears of War 4. Black Tusk is making it. So what's your guys' expectations or opinions towards the new Gears and what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and what is it?
I expect them to bring the sense of Gears of War 1 back into the new game that's being developed. They need to bring back that dark, scary aspect again.
Pretty Phil.
Don't be disappointed.
You've got to be realistic about it though. It's obviously going to have judgment aspects in it, isn't it? It's obviously going to have the same
I hope
set out. You're going to have the reticle. They're not going to change it back. bit
That's
doubtful.
absurd, man. Like, it's a failure at hand anyway. I went on there recently, and there must have been about less than about 100 people split throughout the whole playlist. And the most popular one being Free For All, which is just crap in itself. And the fact that there's no locust involved as well, which takes away everything that Gears of War stands for. Like, it is COG versus locust, not COG v COG when you've got two people on the opposite side who are fighting their own clone. When you kin in on kin in, it just doesn't fit. The
Yeah.
Gears of War style at all.
I reckon they'll bring back the darkness from Gears of War 1 and stuff, but they'll still have things like, oh yeah, you can climb to a box and shit, and oh yeah, you can fucking smack someone's head off with a fucking reticule, like, tiny on the fucking screen. It won't be the same as Gears of War 3 and just the other Gears. It won't be the same.
I personally have high expectations for it because if you look at the studio Black Tusk, they've made the God of War games, and look how much of a success they were. Like, I reckon, because they obviously had Roger Ferguson as well, and he's worked on the Gears of War trilogy, and he left during the Gears Judgment stage, I heard as well. But they also, I saw in an interview, is they actually saw how bad the reception was for Judgment, and so I kind of feel like they're gonna think, so Gears of War Judgment was really bad. It did terrible. No one liked his aspects. No one liked this new stuff. They mainly like, the Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 2 side of it. So maybe we will, create. The only thing that I'm truly scared about is how they're going to do this story. What are they going to do in the story? What enemies are we going to be fighting again? Because
Cog on Cog or something. I heard of something. Was it Cog on Cog? What was that?
Left for Judgment, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure. Like the simulation of like the Pendulum War is what they were
Ah,
saying.
that's
The
the one,
Judgment,
that's the one.
but it was retarded how they did
Yeah,
it.
I couldn't tell who I was fighting half the time. I could not, it should have just stayed as Locust. I don't care if it was part of the story, the game story or whatever. Well, it should have been anyway because the story was Emergence Day. It had Locusts, so why couldn't they have just kept that in the first fucking place? But I am truly scared of what they're going to do with this because the Gears of War trilogy is all there was left. The Gears of War trilogy has finished now, so there's no more Locust. No one wants to cog v cog, so what are they going to do next? Are they going to make a real Emergence Day because Gears of War Judgment didn't feel like it? Or are they going to completely fuck it over? I don't know. But I don't know. I have high expectations, but at the same time I don't want to because I know for a fact I will get let down because I always do with games in the modern times. So
I've got a feeling that the campaign is going to be more interesting than the actual multiplayer. I can see myself not enjoying the multiplayer very much. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of those, like the Halo 4, when they released that, the new one, I just hated that. I reckon it's going to be completely the same. They've already jazzed up Judgment, so they're going to just keep adding on new glamorous shit for new players who haven't played the other Gears of Wars, basically.
Yeah, me and my friends actually talked about that. If you think about I'm going to just say life cycle. The life cycle of Gears of War and Halo have been exactly the same. Halo 1, Gears of War 1, they brought something new to the table. It was original and it was fresh. It was amazing. Gears of War 2 and Halo 2, they expanded upon it. They made the multiplayer a little bit better. Ignore the laggy shit on Gears of War 2. But they were considered a better game because if you talk to a lot of people that are left on Gears of War now, they will actually say that Gears of War 2 is the game they actually started on and is actually their favorite game. And then Gears of War 3 and Halo 3, that came out and oh my god, it perfected everything that the first two didn't, and it fixed it. It was a brand new game entirely. It was awesome. It was a great end to both the stories. But then Halo Reach came out and Gears of War Judgment came out, and people were like, okay, this is completely different. What have you done? And then Halo 4 came out, and we were like, this is alright, but it's not fantastic. So I kind of feel like that's going to be the same way with Gears of War 4, or whatever you can call it, because we're just going to be like, yeah, it's alright, it's fun, but, it hasn't got really that spark left to it.
So I reckon in the new Gears they're gonna do all the bits and pieces that have been in between, the stuff that we missed. Sort of like it's gonna be a game based on, I think, just extra content, everything we didn't get to see, players and characters. Almost like when Halo 3 ODST came out, we used this as an example. It set during the same time as obviously Halo 3, and he's going through trying to find a squad and that, and on the way they're doing bits and pieces to help Chief out. But yet again, when you're in the third game playing as Chief,
so what you mean is stuff going on at that time, but different people
helping them out. Sort of like the but nothing that you really get to do or be a part of. That's probably most likely what they're going to do with this new game.
Imagine if you got to be the stranded. That'd be so cool. Imagine that, having a campaign when you're stranded.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And just seeing the Gears walk by. Oh my god.
3 different storylines within each other. Like how they did Alien vs Predator.
Yeah.
I love that game to death.
Yeah, like.
But anyway.
You know how they had their own 3 different stories,
and it all integrated.
Yeah.
One, yeah.
And I feel like they should do that.
Just imagine that though, just looking through the Gears of War universe through the Stranded's eyes. You have nothing left. It's like you're fighting for yourselves, and I know the Gears are pretty much like that, but the Gears are taking orders. The Stranded, you're not. You're just running around trying to survive. You would feel so much tension. You'll feel like you're actually, you've got nothing left and stuff. So I think playing it from a Stranded's point of view would be amazing. And then seeing the Gears come by, you'd be like, oh, there's Marcus Phoenix, there's Carbine. Oh my god.
Following the storyline of what's happened with a single Stranded and his story about what's been happening, what he's done to affect people like Marcus, Dom, and everything like that, where they meet up, how they managed to change things, or what their point of view of it was. And they might even offer a better insight as to what was happening at the facility, that secret facility they come across, like Baird Cole and all that, and they come across this strange computer that's been talking to them, and it's still active, and it's just abandoned. These weird creatures that are unknown, in these vessels that's still alive, and many people don't know where they come from. I mean, this is another thing that they probably are going to work on. Like back in the day when all this was being set up, like years.
It would be really good if they
And there's also Mira as well, Queen Mira, her point in the story, what's been happening, how she managed to get down there and become queen of creatures that are just destructive.
Imagine that. I mean, literally, a Gears of War series based off how the Locust started, and then you kill them all with carbon stuff. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah, Mira's rise to power. That's pretty much like, if it was like that, Mira's rise to power and what's going on down there, and you play her side of the story, and you take over as Locust, and you conquer all these places, and you build shit, and you go through these tunnels, and you fight against Marcus and everyone else in your advancements, almost like in Ram's Shadow. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Completely on the Locust side and no cog to do with it, up until the point of Gears of War 1 when Marcus and that come along and you start off as them.
That'd be incredible. That would probably, oh my god.
People in the new Broken, it really would. It'd be that time when Blacktop, it seriously is up to them now to figure out what they're doing and how they're going to do it, because they really need to tread carefully of taking over a game series which is so diverse and has a huge...
Well, we've just come up with several ideas, so imagine everything that's going to be brainstorming at the moment. We've just come up with the Stranded, see how Mira got down there, and there's so much stuff you can make around another game. It's crazy. Just think of so many stuff.
We just got to hope they pick the right idea, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. It could be something we haven't thought of, and it could be complete bollocks, or...
I mean,
it could be really, really good. I don't know.
short story, like if you was to read up about the sires that they come across in the facility and how they are, and locusts are technically human and just managed to breed, that's all, fun and done and all that shit. But how the hell is there creatures such as berserkers, brumarks,
Mm.
all this other shit, wretches, which are pretty much like the dogs of, the locust world and how they came to be. And Cantus
Cedars.
to heal,
Yeah, fuck. Who would have fucked something to make a cedar? Fuck that. Like, it would have to be a berserker, fucking a broomer, who then took the baby and made him bred fucking cedar thing.
Oh, and
So
the
much-
krill.
And the krill? Yeah, what the fuck?
Have you ever
Pretty
seen
much fat.
the Chronicles of Riddick? Because a friend of mine has. He's seen, Vin Diesel and that do all these Riddick movies. And in a film he says called Pitch Black, there was these creatures that looked exactly like krill, and that's where the developers and Cliff was, I can't pronounce his name, but Cliff fucking came up with the idea of krill, and that's how they were born anyway. But how everything else was, I don't know.
It would be good if they could explain all this other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what they're going to explain in the new game anyway. That's what they're going to bring to the table. It definitely will be. There's nothing else left. Or,
Marta, what do you expect from this new Gears of War?
Well, the campaign, like I said, I would love to see multiple different sides of the story from like 4 different aspects, maybe 3 if so. Like
Yeah.
the Locust side to the Cog side to the Strandeds. And I would love to see how all that came to commence. So then the story can make sense from Gears 1, 2, and 3. Judgment did not even come close. So I want to see how it became. So I think Gears of War is not going to be called Gears of War 4. If not, I think it'll be called Pendulum War.
yeah, the Pendulum Wars.
Yeah.
Everything on them. I mean, wouldn't you love to know how that facility in Gears of War 3 came along, Azura, like that underwater, ground where all these people were kept, in this completely just isolated place, and they spent all this time building it, and they knew that the locusts were coming and all this shit, but they told no one about it. And you could see it from high authority perspective, like Prescott, obviously, fucking Prescott. Ugh. You got Prescott. Who's the other one? Is it Hoffman? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hoffman.
Yeah.
He's fine as well, but he didn't know shit. He didn't know any of this. Only Prescott did. So you might even get to play as him as well. Just a point in there what he had to do with it. And apparently there was, before Prescott, another person in higher command who was the chairman before him, and he was the one who worked on the SIRES project, in that facility. And that's interesting. It's everything everyone wants to know that they want to know in the next years. And it's definitely something I look forward to. Definitely.
After listening to all of that, it sounds like it makes sense if they did put all of that into the new Gears of War. If they didn't, I reckon it would just be so disappointing. It would just make the game. I'd just be waiting for another Gears to come out for them to explain it all.
They're going to just probably milk it if that's the case. If they don't even show what's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Whatever may happen, but I expect it to happen.
What do you expect from gameplay wise? Like, how do you expect it to control and handle? Do you want it to be slow, like Gears of War 1 and 2, or do you want it to be extremely fast paced, like Gal 3 and Judgment, or do you want to be able to jump off buildings like fucking Judgment?
Personally, I want everything for the best, so that's kind of hard to put into words. I would say I actually didn't mind the whole jumping off a building thing, but make it accessible,
If it's like a height of 10 feet, yeah, but like not, that freaking canoe level or something like that, or canals, like on Judgment. I don't play it much, but the fact that you can jump off a 50 feet edge and survive without breaking a fucking ankle surprises me.
Not even getting downed or anything.
Especially in their armor as well.
Yeah, the weight of that. I mean, if it's, yeah, like I said, a 10-foot drop, no problem. You know, adds a aspect of sort of like free will, the ability to move where you want at a more fluid pace, and that's what they tried to bring, but they fucked it up. The distance and the height was too much, and it
I kind
ruined.
of felt like it made the maps a little too big. Like you'd be running around and you'd get killed from some random place and you wouldn't expect it. It kind of ruined the immersion. It was kind of horrible.
All that close quarter combat, and then you're running around the map, and everyone's just dying before you get to them, and then there's just no one there. And like you said, someone just comes out of nowhere and pops your dome there, and then you just don't know what to do.
I've got a feeling the multiplayer and stuff is going to stay more or less the same. If not, they'll make it a bit more advanced and stuff, so they'll increase the graphics or motion or whatever you do to get up stuff and whatever. But gameplay and everything, it's going to stay exactly the same. It'll be like Halo Reach, Halo 4, gameplay stayed practically the same. They just jazzed it up a little bit, put a few extra.
They tweaked it.
Yeah.
But
pretty
that's
much
why,
so.
as us as a community that plays Gears or even just want to support it, we gotta tell them this because they're actually saying what is it? They're actually listening to all our fans. They even put out a forum and everything. So I recommend everybody to go ahead and put your 2 cents into it and put your ideas and put your opinions should be what. And I have so much in mind right now. Like, I'm glad you guys started talking about it because, like, I really have so much in mind for this whole multiplayer thing. Now, for one, I would love, definitely 100%. I would love file share and theater mode.
Yeah,
I would love that with a passion. Like, plus, you know, as to just a montager or just a person who edits or like to make what is it called? Skits or whatnot, whatever you want to make, it makes it better for everybody to go and do what they want to do. They can free roam in the middle of the match and also do what they want for the cinematics. They can even record the clip. They can record whatever they want to do. And they can do it right there.
The console can do it now anyway, so it wouldn't really be something to do with the game having to do it, but more or less the fucking console. The problem with the Xbox One's upload feature at the moment is it's making games crash, and it's not full HD. It's only 720p recordings, and to upload it is just the most awkward thing at the moment. I mean, you can upload it to YouTube, but it will go publicly, and you don't want that. It's an awkward way of doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, they gotta fix that. But as to just the theater mode itself, or besides the feature of an Xbox, the theater mode itself, for those who already got a capture card or whatever it may be, they can do that.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. The other problem about it is you have to have the Kinect because you have to say Xbox record that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And another thing is, I actually turned off the game capture on Xbox One because it kept recording random game clips that I didn't want, and I didn't say anything to say like record that. It just kept on fucking making loads of random videos. So I was like, fuck you then. I'm unplugging my Kinect. I am not having any more recordings. So fuck you. Yeah. Fix this shit.
Another thing, right? You know Battlefield, Battlefield 3 and 4, and some of them previous, have really big and open maps, open combat maps and stuff like that. And, it delivers that real feel, not like COD does, but that real feel of warfare and a real intense sort of action and good pace stuff. I was having a discussion with a friend, and now I can do it with you. How would you feel about that being implemented into Gears of War, the new Gears of War anyway? Because with the Xbox One, it has such a good or a better rendering process. It can, it can handle it. It can handle the size, and it definitely could anyway.
I kind of feel that wouldn't work because with Battlefield you have tons of vehicles around you, and you have your squad to spawn on if they're already across the map anyway. Gears of War is a slow-paced game. Yeah, you have to be close quarters.
Imagine if they put vehicles on Gears of War for you to go in on multiplayer.
No, I would hate that. It would be horrible. The silverback is so overpowered. Why put that in?
What about the Centaur? I mean, imagine a Battlefield scale map, and then the ability to gain points, and when you gain with those points, you can bring out centaurs, you know, those huge giant cannons, and then you think, yeah, we're gonna fucking win this, and then all of a sudden, somebody else on the other team has gained enough points to become General Ram or a Brumark or a Berserker, and that, like, beast mode and multiplayer sort of mixed in together.
Oh, okay,
All that-
okay. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
that
feel
sounds
that
pretty
one.
good.
Yeah,
But
I
I'd
mean,
only like that if that was a separate game type. If that was
Yeah,
a separate
It
game
is, of
type and you
course.
could go to classic, then
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
They need to have a classic. If whatever crazy new stuff they're going to put on, they need to have a classic with it, because
Yeah.
there's always going to be people who are not going to like the new stuff they put on. So
And make sure the game types have the Gears of War fucking implements. Like you go into Judgment and it just is team deathmatch, domination, free for all. That's all fucking COD game types. And then
But
you look
I
at Gears
wouldn't
of War
mind that
2,
actually.
3.
I'm gonna be real. It was just the presentation by the game itself because of the gameplay. Now, if you had the real Gears of War gameplay instead of Call of Duty, Halo of War, you know, then you definitely would have a good game with domination, with like a capture headquarter, whatever, or like a search and destroy or execution TDM, like all that would be great. I would actually would like an MLG playlist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like the game types were so unique because of how they played. Like the Gears of War capture the leader, that was awesome. Instead of capturing a shitty old flag, you actually capture a fucking person and a player, and it just makes it even more intense. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, how am I gonna get this guy? And with the fucking like you know Guardian, you gotta protect your leader. While your leader's alive, you get respawns, but if he dies, you don't get to respawn, and then it just makes the game like even more tense. Then TDM and Gears of War 3 came along. It was like, yeah, you should have just kept it execution and.
Remember one thing. You remember? Well, you know the game mode of Halo. It's what was it called? It was like Griff Ball.
Invasion.
Yeah.
Riftball.
Riftball, yeah.
Now imagine actually have a game mode called Thrash Ball. Now imagine that. Now you know how crazy that would be. Because I mean, they talk
Instead
about
of a ball, you take a locust head or something. That'd be
like a
awesome.
big ass ball, and then you have to like score it, and then it'd be insane. I think that would be a really great.
Weird
Absolute
non-special events, you know, like they'd bring it up and they'd be like, we've just introduced Thrash Ball, and then everyone would be like, and then you go into the stadium like in Gears of War 3, but it's not all fucked up and post-war, you know, all crapped up
People
and
in the
that.
crowd cheering, yeah, go Tog!
Trying to beat
Locust cheering, yeah, come on Locust!
Yeah, that would be hella fun. That would be a really great thing to add to the game. You know, we need to add more fun game modes to everyone that can play instead of having all this competitive game modes. Because I want to have it leveled out. Like some days I just don't want to play TDM or execution or domination or whatever it may be. I want to probably play an event game or something that is just like a custom thing that everyone plays.
Yeah, it is good to have a cooldown kind of game mode.
Yeah.
Where you don't actually give a shit if you lose or win. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be awesome.
And I mean, with Gears of War, like, because obviously it was on 360, they couldn't make maps big, they couldn't make the teams big, because servers or hosts just couldn't handle it. They couldn't stretch, you know, that connectivity speed between people or anything like that. And if it was sort of implemented into a Battlefield type thing, not because you can do it in campaign, obviously. Like, you see all these locusts down on the ground, there's hundreds of them, and you're firing down. But if they turn into players, it becomes that campaign aspect. But in multiplayer, you're just these huge group of, you know, cog gears and locusts on the other side that are just engaging in so much crossfire and snipers and mortars and all that, and it'd just be epic and, you know, a semi-destructible environment that would, you know, blow things to smithereens. And if you was to walk dead through the middle of that battlefield, you would just get torn up by a massive crossfire, you know. It'd just be much better, but obviously still keeping it as a separate game mode. You can go back to what Charlie said and bring back that sort of, you know, classic game style.
Yeah.
5-on-5 or 4-on-4, which will keep it alive then.
I swear to God, these like, if you look at the graphics on Gal 2, that's when Gears of War's graphics was at its peak.
That was
And
amazing.
you look at the fucking stats of the 360. The 360's hardware is shit. And then you look at the graphics on that fucking game, you're like, so imagine what Xbox One's gonna fucking bring, graphics wise. That
They should
game,
have Gal 2
I expect something
graphics, but
massive.
just enhanced all the way through and through.
Yeah, I definitely expect something massive,
And
like you
one,
see
like
Farfield.
I like how the environment looks on one because it actually looks colorful if you put it on like vibrant.
Yeah.
And then everything else like the gravel and the texture around like I wouldn't say the characters didn't really come out in texture until 2.
Yeah.
But the first
Yeah.
one, the environment itself looked good. It was just if they had the dismantling of like Gears 2 when you shoot a wall and then some piece of it like falls off.
I reckon they should do more of that, so more obstacles can get destroyed and stuff. So
yeah, change the way the map, you know, like change the layout of the map by blowing like half of it up, like just like Battlefield pretty much.
Yeah.
But like
you should be able to interact with
in your
buildings.
Gears way, yeah.
Throw nades in a room and blow up the walls and stuff. That'd be so good.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just,
But
like,
not
someone's
everywhere. Just for the specific spot on the specific
All
map, because I don't want it everywhere.
Yeah. Can't have people like chucking nades in the building and taking the whole building down with it. That's outrageous.
Another thing, make Retro and Sawn-Off pick up weapons and make the hammer burst capped so you can't fucking spam that shit.
Yeah.
Judgment, I watched a video of this guy with the hammer burst, and because I'd never played Judgment before on multiplayer, and is it like a 3-shot time now? Like you shoot it once and it fires 3.
Yeah. It depends.
Yeah. That's just so solid.
DLC.
It's even worse than Gears of the 3 one, and this guy just taking everyone out with it. It's so ridiculous. Worse than what the retro would.
The hammer burst, the classic hammer burst, or the single fire?
The new one, the triple fire.
No, that was on Gal 1.
Yeah. Oh crap! Yeah. Anyway, it is just so overpowered. I think I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, really? Like it is OP on Gal 1 as well. No one really uses it, like, but it's the same thing. It's just with Judgment, you're quicker to die. That's the
problem, I mean, it's true to kill someone on Judgment, but the only thing is, like, they wanted to make it pure close-up combat, and then they lowered the range and the effectiveness of the shotgun. Yeah. And you have to be right up close with someone, like sawn-off shotgun close to even kill them. And then with the sawn-off itself as well, yeah, like they added 2 shots to the sawn-off, like 2 separate ones. Why?
Yeah, that was a really bad move. Bad move on them.
You see people miss both of them, you know, because they feel as though they really need to get close to you, but because they do get so close, you can just easily dodge out of the way and they'll miss both of them because they hesitate. It's like you're just standing there watching them reload it, and it's like, I'm already fucking gone, and, you know, grabbing that Vulcan to come spray you in the arse with it.
That's the thing about the middle screen reticle. That's why it needs to be taken out, because with Judgment it's such a distraction, because the bullets actually, when you're right next to someone, it's still like Gal 3. You have to have the gun pointing at them. You can't just aim them in the middle of the reticle because it's not going to work. So it was just such a bad move. Like, just fucking take it out and make it so it's just like Gal 3, where the bullet actually comes from the gun, and then it spreads to where a bullet would.
And please coordinate the sniper, right? Because I don't want to fucking look straight and the sniper goes all the way up to the ceiling. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You think about it, that bullet is coming out, and you think of the size of the barrel on a sniper rifle. There is absolutely no way between where you obviously sheathed and put the bullet in. Obviously, I don't know what the fuck it is, but you put the bullet in, and then you cock that thing down and you fire. And I don't see how the barrel is so long and straight. You know, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And it comes out, and I don't see how, as soon as it comes out of that barrel, that completely straight barrel, how it could have turned in any other direction as apart from straight. Because it's got that time to even itself out, go down that barrel. all the fucking wind dynamics and all that shit, and it's just not possible for it to hit a ceiling or the floor below you or anything like that. I understand wind direction, like if you was to fire it and the wind would take it off, but other than that, it is direct, and if you're pointing it at their head, it's going to hit their head, but unfortunately it doesn't. That's really annoying.
Yeah.
But Judgment did fix it, but they waited till Judgment to fix it. And everyone was saying, should we fix active reload? Yet again, they waited till Judgment to fix it. But the only thing is, they didn't want to. They added active reload as a way for people to get a tactical advantage over someone else, to have that extra bit of power. But to be honest, you really shouldn't, because everything should just be completely balanced. And I mean, does it necessarily, like, this argument goes on everywhere, if you got someone who's purely uses active reload and then you got someone who doesn't, if the person who doesn't wins, does that make them a better player, or does it make the other person,
the other person clearly can't aim with his shotgun.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking killed people that had actives with a shotgun, and I did not have an active, and I still win. I mean, like, I don't see the whole purpose of really taking it out, unless they're just really that bad.
Just keep it in for a faster reload and don't give it more power. That's all you need it for.
I think you should give it more range. If so, it's a little bit more range,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
See, that's one thing I always loved about Gears of War, is how you reload. You don't just press a button and it reloads. You have to, be active with it. You have to actually reload yourself. If you fucking miss, then you've jammed your gun. It brings so much tension when you jam your gun as well. It's so awesome.
I think, isn't this War one of the first games or first generation games to actually do that? Like, to have a gun that you could start reloading, be in the heat of a battle or heat of the moment with someone else and think, shit, I missed. And I've got to get out of there, I've got to take cover, I've got to run until the problem's fixed and I can go back in again. That gives that other person the advantage to come in and do what he has to do, and if you don't obviously make the right decisions, you're dead there and then. Obviously, if they got the skill for it and they're not Mexican, I don't know. But I don't believe for one bit that an active reload should justify extra power in your weapon. Like, you're reloading it faster. I can get a tactical reload where somebody could just have that moment where they need to do it. They need to get those bullets in the chamber fast, get back in there if someone's on them. But damage-wise, they shouldn't have done it. They should have just done what they done with Judgment and take it out completely and offer it as a way to, better yourself in a combat situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I just wanted to not add this one thing. I understand if people say about Gal 1 with the sniper and active reload, but please, if they even think about that, please don't add that in there. I do not want to see me get down by a fucking bitch-made person with a sniper that can't get a headshot when y'all stand up again, standing still, and then miss and still hit me in the body. Like,
it's just another way to troll people as well with that shit. Everyone does it just to annoy someone else.
Yeah.
If they get annoyed by them, they get inactive and then they just fucking snipe them down and they teabag them. So don't implement that in the new fucking Gears of War, please.
Yeah, please do not. And please, for me, just add theater mode. That's all I really want to know. If you're gonna add that, please. That'll make it so much easier for me to do my cinematics, man. Oh my god, I would love you guys. You fucking do it.
Yeah, if they can do it, they can do it. Gears of War.
And I'm gonna send you guys this podcast. You think I'm not? I think I'm playing. I'm gonna send you guys this podcast. I'm gonna spread it. You better listen to me, because we are serious than a motherfucker about this. We are serious. We are real Gears of War players, not those people that just started off. I'm talking about real Gears of War players that have been playing it, even though we have a short notice. We still play it. Since day one, man. Come on, you gotta fix that. Fix everything that we said and add those things. If not, add a few of those things.
Dude, isn't the Gears of War trilogy coming up to being like 9 years old now?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's so weird to think of.
It is.
Yeah,
it makes me feel so old.
Yeah. It's about to have its decade. And yes, actually, you know what? You guys are done with this topic?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the lead up to it is. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 are getting remastered to Xbox One, and they're talking about remastering it.
Oh yeah.
And it might be a go. So, what you guys think about that?
I mean, obviously we can use. I'm going to use this as a reference, but they've done it with Halo 1. They're doing it with Halo 2, and I think somewhere between like 2016 or 2015, they're going to do it with 3 as well.
They're actually gonna do it with the Halo. What is it called? Halo 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 remastered to
Yeah.
Xbox One and online.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna keep like Halo 1's multiplayer, or if they're gonna bring that back. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're gonna bring it back. Everything is coming back. It's just gonna be
Ah.
online.
Good.
What I want from the new Gears of War remastered, if it is made, is obviously keep the gameplay, please. Don't fucking change it.
Yeah.
Update the graphics, obviously. So basically, it's like they did with Halo. Keep the gameplay exactly how it is.
Don't
Make
touch
it so we
it.
can switch through the graphics to see how much work you've done.
Yeah.
Don't play around with the fucking gameplay. Please, just make it a skin update. Or I don't care what you do, just don't fucking change the GAL 1, GAL 2, GAL 3 aspects. Because we don't want that. We just want a graphical update and we want to see what you do with it.
Yeah.
If anything, if you want to add something new, please add Overrun. Because I want Overrun.
Yeah.
Don't put
Ooh.
Judgment in there.
Ooh,
Just
one more
forgive me,
thing.
Overrun.
One more thing. I'm gonna go back to 3. Let me add this one more thing to them. Please add it to PC. Bring
Yeah.
Gears to PC. That will fucking be amazing. Thank you. All right. Anyway,
GAL 1 on PC was amazing.
yeah. And they want to
It
take
even
it
got
off.
exclusive
I'm like, wow.
shit as well, which, 360 never got.
Yeah. So I feel they should just bring it to PC. Like, why not? If you're gonna remaster it, remaster all of them and bring it to PC. How about that? More money.
It's so weird. It is really weird because Gears of War 1 started off, they wanted to do it exclusively for PC, and they wanted to do the same with Halo as well. I mean, both of them, for some reason, Halo and Gears of War taking the same path. I mean, games have been good, get better, and then they go, and then they get worse.
Yeah.
And then and then everyone just learns to love it anyway, even though the new Halo was absolute shit. Complete dog shit. And so was the new Gears
That
of
was
War Judgment.
boring.
Yeah. I don't know, they were exclusively both series, they were supposed to be on PC and they should bring it back to it. They might do. It depends. And Gears of War 1 on PC was a lot better, especially with the
Frame
character
rate.
animation. And they could do a lot more of it as well with the coding and the scripting because they had more
Yeah.
sort of access to it.
On GAL 1 PC, you could actually get a headshot with a talkbow,
Yep.
as opposed to GAL 1 on 360, which I actually thought that was a really nice thing to implement. I mean, like, it should have had that in the first fucking place. I mean, a massive fucking dart just flying at your face. It's gonna explode your fucking head.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they didn't update that into Gears of War 360 anyway, though, because if they can update an entirely new game type, such as Annex, then they can obviously update something like that.
And take a one shot down out, Jesus. Like, honestly, with a sniper rifle, you're running out of spawn, boom, you're on your fucking knees. Like, what the actual fuck?
That's another thing. No fucking DLC. No DLC. If you're gonna have it in the game, put it in there. This is a remastered fucking edition, so I don't want to see new maps that I have to fucking pay for just to be on dedicated servers, especially, which, wouldn't make sense because every game on Xbox One is actually dedicated anyway. So that's actually really good. And I don't expect to see latency on a next gen console because it's a next gen console and we're using cloud, so it's dedicated servers. If I see one bit of latency, I'm going to be very fucking pissed off. So I expect the GAL 3 shotgun to actually work. The GAL 1 shotgun is probably the most balanced, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It requires so much accuracy.
Yeah, it just depends at certain times with connections. So I'm looking at it as a 360, but as to it being on one, I would love that, and the connection would be a lot better. And I would feel that it would be amazing. It would be mind blowing. I just want to see the graphics personally. I just want to see it in 60 frames, and I want to see it like moving very fluently. And also, I want to see Gao2 in 1080p, like
Gears of
fully
War
textured.
in 60 frames. Like I go from Sonic to Gears of War 3 a lot, and the majority of Sonic games are actually 60 frames per second,
Yeah.
especially like the arcade ones, like Sonic Adventure 2. Then I go on to Gears of War 3, and you can actually see the difference in the frames. And Gears of War 3 looks horrible in 30 frames per second, so 60 frames would look amazing. I can't wait.
So
especially with 1080p as well. 1080, I think they could actually introduce that if it is 60 frames per second, because 1080p and 780p are sort of completely different. I mean, the contrast, the sharpness, and that are pretty much the same. It's just a huge change in the frame rate. 1080p is better for its detail, but less for its frame rate. And then you got 720p, which is the other way around. It offers more smoothness, smoothness in the gameplay, but it doesn't offer that, that detail that you want.
Yeah.
But with that exception of adding those frames, obviously, to the Xbox itself and updating its software, hardware, whatever, it should make, it should make 1080p like 780p, but better, smooth and sharp, not just separate.
Exactly. But
Sam, what do you want?
On a multiplayer, like this next gen updated game graphics, like the multiplayer, do you guys want it to be different? Like as in the style of you go into Gears of War 1, you choose versus, you choose either private, hosted, all this, and you can select your different game types. Do you want the new Gears of War 1's updated next gen content to be the same as it was before online, or do you want it to be dedicated servers instead of hosted?
I want it to obviously be dedicated servers, but at the same time, I still want that list to come up of games you want to join. But at the same time, can you please implement it so we have a party system, and then we can still look at that list of games we want to join? I mean, we're still going to be limited to the amount of games we can join with, like, 4 or 5 people, but I'll still want to see what games there are available, because there are maps. Everyone has their least favorite map, especially on Gears of War 3 with Bullet March. And some maps you just join in, especially matches.
Terrible map.
You will join a match so late, and then you'll get a loss for it, which you don't deserve. I mean, win-loss in that doesn't mean shit, but to just join a game losing and then you spawn and you're just spawn trapped pretty much is a bit unfair and harsh. So let us. I know it's dedicated servers, but please let us stroll through the games and see what ones we can actually join.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot better.
With a party system.
Or at least if, when you're selecting, say, because in Gears of War 1 you can have a specific set amount of stuff that you can choose to define your search. But these days it isn't much. You just choose 19 rounds, and all that, and 19 games, and you just join an annex there and there. And everybody does it on Gears of War 1. Annex is the most popular. There's still people there playing Execution. But then it adds that troubles is that if you want to do that in the next gen and have dedicated servers, you're going to need it where they can have a certain number of free servers that are open, because they're going to need a lot more. And then you could come in and then there'd be a set number of space servers that are already been used, and then empty servers. And then the empty servers have no players. You can choose an empty server, you can make it dedicated, and then you can put all your settings, send it to them. It will start up the game and you can play there. Nobody's the host, nobody has advantage. All runs off that system and it's all to your settings. But it isn't specifically, you don't have that advantage of being the host of it. It'll be a lot better. It would.
So,
would you expect horde wise? I didn't actually
I liked hoarding Gears of War 2. I didn't particularly like it in Gears of War 3. I don't know, it just bored me.
Yeah, it does. Gears of War
Get
2
rid
was a
of
lot
it.
harder.
I mean,
Do you reckon
beast
they will
mode,
make,
look
because of
more
the more
interesting.
power, do you reckon, I know that I said just keep the gameplay as it is, but do you reckon they will have it so the horde is bigger, so there's more enemies attacking you?
I don't know. I don't think that would make it more interesting for me, really. Because
It'll
you
bring
have
more
the
tension because more enemies are spawning at once. Because with Gears of War 3's horde, like it would only spawn a couple of locusts. You kill them, and then another like batch of them respawn. Where's the fun in that? Why can't we just have a whole fucking full-on gang-up horde against us, and there's a
Because of
full-on
the map
battle?
sizes. Because of the map sizes, they're small. You know, they can't do that. They can't run it. The 360 can't run that amount of NPCs and have that running map at the same time. As long as
Yeah.
you as well, you know, it's that
on
problem.
the new one. If they did that with bigger maps and stuff, and you could interact more with the environment and have horde in that, then I think I would enjoy that more, like having bigger hordes and stuff. But the Gears of War 3 one, because it's small, it didn't interest me that much at all.
Yeah.
Neither Beast Mode. Beast Mode was different and stuff, but it got boring pretty quickly. So I hope if they do any new game modes like that, won't get bored of them like straight away. And
Yeah, but how would you guys feel about having the same beast mode sort of type, but instead of keeping it the same as it was last time, or maybe just adding more to it, if they were to change it up completely and make it into horde and beast mode in one, you know, like multiplayer, you can be obviously COG versus Locust.
Overrun, pretty much.
Yeah, like Overrun, but better. Because, yeah, I know they tried doing it with Overrun, but there's not much variety in characters, and there still is sort of a limited amount of time you can do it. There's still a time limit, there's still an objective. You know, if you don't do it, you fail.
You just want an all-out war.
Yeah,
Pretty
Overrun. Yeah, because in Overrun, you have to, if you're Locust, you have a time limit as well as COG. Like, and the objective is to destroy the emergence hull. But then obviously, you can play just as Locust in beast mode, but you have a time limit and to kill all these COG. And even though you don't, obviously, if you do, you get more time, but it's not really enough. It's too rushed. You don't experience what it is to play as them. You know, it just feels though you don't have enough time to take the moments in, you know, and really enjoy it. But if
that
they
sounds
take
a little bit
time
like
away from that,
if you had like a team deathmatch where you've got 5v5, and then you had a big team like what they have in Halo, like a big team. So if you had 10 on each side or 8 or whatever, and you had like a massive map and you mixed it up between different creatures, you could be like on horde mode and stuff and beast mode. If you had like a massive map like that, that'd be really good, I think, because that'd just be so much action crammed in. A bit like Invasion and big team battles you get on Halo and stuff. There's just so much going on, and I think if they did that and implemented that into the new Gears of War, where you have bigger maps and stuff and different creatures, so you could get some guy running down the thing as a berserker or something, and then you've got everyone trying to take him out, and it'd just be so much carnage and so much better than just the standard 5v5. Oh, there we go. Team deathmatch. Woo.
I've just been wondering for a second if when Halo Anniversary came out, I wanted to discover whether or not the glitches that were in the game were still there. And it turned out they were 100% honest. They said in multiple threads and forums, we're not touching anything else, gameplay-wise, just graphic enhancements and Halo Reach multiplayer. Because obviously, the Halo 1 multiplayer is gone. You know, they can't do that. They would have to start up and build up from new, which they obviously didn't have time for.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing with Gears of War 1, if they're going to decide to keep the glitches in or take them out, or at least put barriers or death barriers in, which means you can still do it. Because if they were to mess around with obviously try and patch the Kung Fu flip, force mounts, all this stuff, crab walking, it would seriously affect the movement as well, because they have to, you know, delete and rewrite it and make it different for it to not work anymore. And it would end up Gears of War 1 with Gears of War 3 style movement, and that's not what people want. They want it the same.
I mean, I totally agree. Because as much as the glitches are fun to do, at the same time they do completely ruin the fucking experience with Gears of War 1 multiplayer. I remember back in the day of 2006, we played Gears of War Online, no glitches, everyone just played for fun. It was amazing. And now everyone just glitches out the map just to ruin it for everyone on ranked matches. What's the point? Why can't you just play
Possibly
the game?
the most annoying glitch I've ever encountered in any game is a glitch that freezes your fucking Xbox.
Oh no.
So
Don't
like,
start. Oh
what
god.
fuck?
I really want to let you guys know a little secret, but like with the freezing glitch, not many people know this, and I'm not sure whether to tell you. But, like, I'm just gonna say it because Gears of War's dead enough as it is, and it's not included in many maps. But as long as a map, such as Depths, has something you can press X on, or an X button, with your smoke grenade, it will freeze it. It will freeze it on Depths, Checkout, or a few other
You know
maps.
what you've just done? Do you know what you've just done? You've just made loads of people who are going to be listening to have like,
Yeah, but I haven't explained how you do it with the maps, like, because you can swing and press the button multiple times on the piano, but with the other buttons where you can only press them once, such as checkout, because you can't do it again afterwards, even when the other round is started, there's this technique you have to do. Like, you can't just swing it and do it. There's something else you have to do with it. So I'm gonna reveal that,
A bit
though.
like Rustlung as well.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can do it with Rustlung when you're getting the silver back out. You can do it with that. You can freeze it then.
God damn it. So many options now.
Hey, Rustlung's not good as a map as it is anyway. I don't really mind losing that, but
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just the silverback. Why put that in
I
there?
didn't mind that. I just
They'll
hated the fact that people want to freeze it. And then Depths
yeah.
as well.
Oh,
Depths is such a brilliant map, and they ruin it just by freezing it all the time. I love Depths.
we're losing.
Oh yeah, we're losing. We gotta press the button. Oh, honestly, I was a prick. I did this one time actually. Everybody was running against me. It was like what? I was the last person. They had 10 lives left. Everyone was like that close to me. They're about to kill me. I was right near the button. I pressed that and did it, and it froze everyone. And I was like, I was celebrating. And they sent me such hateful messages after that. I was like, but that was the ultimate troll. That was the ultimate troll. I never would do it again, but that was just something I had to do one time.
What about the glitch on the slab when you can do that in Guardian?
Oh yeah.
Before the new patch, you could actually get out there and roam around, and you could walk anywhere you wanted. I can't remember when they stopped it though, because I went off
I don't know
Gears
why
of
they
War.
didn't just stop it in general to be able to get out in the first place. When they just put an invisible barrier on that fucking corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. They obviously in the build up of the map, they add before textures. It's literally just simple lines and barriers and way they can stretch them out to make it look like a wall and stuff. And obviously they've missed a part there and just thought nobody's going to notice this. When we've done tests, we can't get in there ourselves, so we're just going to cover it up with a bit of let's just say graphics, just to cover up. But but obviously it's not an official barrier. It's just something you can go through, but it's not anything that they've done in the build up of the map. Yeah, people still figured it out, but obviously, yeah.
It's not as bad as the freeze your fucking Xbox glitch. Oh god.
Nothing will ever beat that.
Yeah.
No, you can't beat it. And someone told me that, I was like, that's bullshit. No way anyone can freeze your Xbox from doing a glitch on a game. But apparently you can. So
I wonder if it's going to get to the point when every game developers and companies are just going to go, you know what, screw it, we're going to invent a game mode where it's non-updatable, it'll be the original multiplayer in that, and then it'll be like two of the same ones. It'll be say like TDM. They're just, if it's an example of just one that they're doing it with, or Annex, they'll be like normal Annex and then Annex unpatched or Annex glitches. One where everything is allowed, every glitch, every bug, everything like that, and then they update the other ones, but they keep all the idiots and people who want to glitch in that separate game list.
Yeah, that's like COD 4 on PC. They have like they have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, then they had Call of Duty, and they X out the ER. What was it? ER. What is it? ER in some
It's like EXE or something.
Then they took that out and they put Mod Warfare. I sound so retarded as hell. Like, yeah, but they just have it Mod Warfare, and they have everything for glitches. You can do the 10 prestige lobbies, the freezing, and do all that crazy shit. You can do everything that you want, only in that server.
I didn't know they'd done that.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
That game is still broken on Xbox anyway.
Yeah. Because didn't they do the infection thing or the infection lobbies?
Yeah.
Like with the zombie things and that, and then they started doing the actual one. They thought, we're just going to stop people from doing it themselves. We'll do it, and then they did.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. That's easily something they could bring into the next gen of Gears of War, easily.
Yeah, I can only see PC handling that. Like, console will really crash instantly as soon as that happens. Because there's so many files and so much that people can file share to. And you can't really have that all at once, especially to a server. And then to the specs of the consoles as well.
Yeah. I just want to bring back a point, like, even though it's been said that there's problems with the Xbox One recording, like, montaging in that is going to and definitely will come back, like, bigger and possibly better with the new Gears of War on the Xbox One, because so many people can just say, Xbox record that, and then 30 seconds of gameplay beforehand, which is enough time to get a clip or Quinn or anything you want, and then they can upload that straight to file share, onto their computers, up to YouTube, and it'll be good quality. Nobody's going to have to fork out a lot of money to get all these, pricey capture cards.
They don't even cost that much. Really.
Yeah.
They're like 150 now, like the newest one, the PVR2.
The PVR2 is awesome.
Yeah.
And what's it called? But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't want it to be where you have to be like Xbox record, and then it only could go to the file share like that. I only want it to be where it can only be on from the hard drive or your memory unit, whatever it may be, and you can have that saved up as on or off to record in whatever match you're gonna be in. And you can select that you want this on, so you can go for this match and record this for a certain amount of time or whatever, depending on how much memory you have. Like how they have MW3, they record all your matches by memory, not by just the game itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier to keep the entire file in there instead of having it from the game where it'll lose everything, like Black Ops 1, for example.
Yeah, where it has a certain limit on everything that it record, and then eventually it gets, say, 5 matches where it's recorded all gameplay. Yeah. And as you play more, the ones down the bottom are going to get deleted and replaced with the new ones that you got.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still a good idea anyway. But
yeah. Both of them would be great. It's just I feel that should only have it by hardware, the hard drive, and the memory units.
Yeah.
But yeah. You guys done with this topic?
Yeah, pretty much.
All
Said
right.
what everything we said.
Alright. Now last topic, and you guys will really go into depth with this. Because you guys are a competitive team, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, alright. Well, number 5 is talking about competitive. Now, we try to come up with something for this topic, but as to competitive for Gears, what was the wrong of it, what they should do with competitive, how they should go go and present it to everyone else, even though it's been dead for a while after like Gears 2.
They did. There is a competitive aspect that is still with every Gears of War, and I mean you know that because if you die and someone don't like you, they're going to teabag you, and that shows that they probably are a competitive player or just an arsehole in general.
Yeah. But I'm talking about as to you being in like an MLG circuit to being on like esports or whatever it may be,
As
to make
though
a big
you
event.
do you mean as though like to say, well, I would say competitive gaming's kind of ruined it all in general. Like a quick match is meant to be a quick match. You're meant to just go in there, have fun, mess around. Who cares? But now a quick match is an MLG match. They're like everyone cares about their KD. Everyone cares about winning. I'm gonna win. I'm better than you. You're shit. And then they're like, you're shit. Look at my KD. Look at my win loss. It's higher than yours. Well, we don't care about KD. I'm sorry, but we got a fucking life. You fucking prick. That's the only, like, I don't care about KD or win-loss. The only reason why I try to keep it up and average, like, my usual KD and win-loss is around 2.5 and up. The only reason why I keep it up is just to keep those fucking faggots off my back, because it's just does my head in. Why does KD and win-loss matter? Especially if I'm going every MVP every fucking game and you're on the bottom of the fucking team.
Exactly. But that's what I see to the competitive side. Yeah, it's all over the quick match. And ranked match I can understand, but it's still not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Everyone just wants to win all the time. Like,
match, same thing. It's like the same thing, but just ranking.
Yeah, you just go in a quick match, you get lanced down, you get hammer bursted, you get pistoled, everyone camps, no one moves. I'm sorry, but that's not Gears of War. Gears of War's never been like that. Everyone's just ran around with a shotgun and had fun. And no one ever teabagged, really, unless you were being an absolute twat by smoke tagging. But you're just being too serious about it. I'm sorry, but whoever goes around saying, "Oh, I'm better than you. You're shit. You're lucky you killed me. You're lucky you're MVP." Fuck off. Get out. Go play a fucking MLG. This is why we should have had a separate game type that said MLG playlist. A bit like fucking Halo or COD. If we had that game type, then all the sweats would be off that fucking quick match. They'd be in there and we could have some fun in the quick match. And
minus a load of wankers, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And people always bashing stacked teams. Like me and the Enough clan, like I'm in the Enough as well. We play in a stacked team to play with friends to have fun. We don't play in a stacked team just to fucking win the game because we don't care about winning. Like everyone, because it is like everyone runs around a stack now just to fucking win. Drury Inc. I'm looking at you anyway. Fucking. You run around the stack just to get a win, and you look at your 21 fucking win-loss. I bet you would never get that 21 win-loss if you played on your own.
Yeah. That definitely comes from stats off of a stacked team. Definitely. I mean,
leaving when you lose.
Yeah, like, so many people are really, like, in quick match, really hypocritical when it comes to GB, EU, or whatever, competitive gameplay. And then you get these people, and I'm sure they probably turned around and said this to you and everybody else who's going to listen to this, and they've said, why the hell do you think you're so good in quick match? Go play ranked or something. And it's like, I would play a ranked match, but the only thing is, you're fucking here in quick match telling me to go there. You're here as well. And if I go to that playlist, nobody's there. Nobody's in that playlist. Nobody wants to play ranked. Nobody does play ranked. They just sit in quick match complaining and trying to be better than everybody else because they know that nobody is in ranked. They know that, everybody else just does private matches these days, and it's still happening. I have loads of people messaging me like 1v1, 2v2 and all that, and it's like the secret underground of Gears of War that's literally just developed over time, and there's just a bed of players that are literally left now. Everybody else has departed when all the real competitive players are just here now. They're still here. And you got them playing GB, against people in private matches, and then you got all the people in quick match, and you still get those people from GB who go to these quick matches and then complain to you when they get beat, telling you to come and face them. And it's like, why would you tell me I'm crap and tell me I'm so shit when, if I am, why are you asking me to competitively and privately have a battle with you? If I'm not good, if you're too good for me, why would you even need to prove yourself to face me or anything like that? I get so much of that from people. There you go. You can add your opinion to that.
I was saying that was just a great point. Like, you know,
Yeah.
people want to go and challenge other people, and they say they're shit, but then at the same time, like, really, there's nothing else to it. Like, you want to make a challenge with somebody, and then you're facing the same thing in a quick match. Then you want to say you're shit, and then you want to face them and try to prove something to them. It's still the same fact that you're saying that I'm somebody, but then yet I'm shit. You know what I mean? How does that add up? It's
very
like
similar.
a pile of
Very
shit together that made no sense. You know what I mean?
Regan,
It
do you
makes no
remember?
Saying
sense.
it made no
It's
sense. I honestly was lost when I was trying to say it. Like, I didn't know what the fuck to say it because it made no sense.
What was that,
That sounds
Milo?
very similar. Basically, do you know when we had that scrim kind of whatever GB rules, whatever,
Yeah.
with those people? I don't know if we're naming and shaming. Yeah,
Was it Snub Focus and that? Or-
yeah. I wasn't going to say.
Yeah.
And we accepted to have a scrim with them, and they would be on being disrespectful. They were just so bad. Like when we were scrimming them and stuff, they were just so disrespectful to us. And
Yeah, no, like, yeah, it's friendly, but then it's like, you know, you're not playing friendly. You're playing, actually, if it doesn't feel like you're just having a normal game against us. It feels as though just because you think your ego and your reputation is that strong, or you want it, you know, you're just in over your head. Even if it is a friendly, you feel the need or this urge to win it, because then, you know, you don't want someone. Their ego won't let them say, you know, this person who we just had a match against, friendly or competitive, has just beat me. You know, like, I'll fucking.
Yeah. They'll
And
come
that's
up with some excuse saying, "Oh, they won because of this, because they're really
lag,
shit."
Or he sponged a lot. He using a certain character. This connection is shit by this host. Why is he hosting?
Yeah.
I was distracted, or some other crazy.
Shall I give you guys a perfect example? Like, it was me, Enough Cookie, Snub Focus, and I think a Mace Swish. And you guys obviously, I don't know if you have mixed feelings about Swish, and I think quite a few people know him. And then Snub Focus, yeah, I'm mentioning you. You were in a 1v1 with him, or they were in a 1v1, Swish and Focus. Swish beat Snub Focus, and they said it was the friendly, you know. Like, I think Snub Focus won the first time, or the first one. Swish came back and won the second one. I think it was like 10-4. And then when he didn't want to do another game, Swish was like, you know, I'll see you later, mate, on all this shit. And then Snub Focus turns around and tries to say, you're a weird fucker, you know that, out of nowhere. Just, he says, you're a weird motherfucker. And he's like, what? And he goes, you're a fucking idiot, you are. You don't know how to play the game and all shit. And he started getting so aggressive for no reason, all because he lost in friendly. Started calling him weird, you know, saying like, what the fuck is your problem? Why don't you want to face me again? You know, and it's like, I'm tired. And he's trying to say, I'm tired. You know, I don't want to play you again.
That's why I don't play 1v1s.
Yeah, that's what the competitive side of Gears War's become now. Just arrogant pieces of shit that can't handle a loss. You know, if you even, I don't know, even if it meant their own fucking lives in person, they just couldn't handle it.
Like 1v1, people take 1v1s to be the best thing ever to finally show who's the better player. But in actuality, I've always said this: a 1v1 doesn't mean shit, especially when it comes to Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 3. Because Gears of War 1 1v1 is just a lucky fucking shot with a sniper that never meant shit. And then Gears of War 3, yeah. I'm gonna be fair. It is a really cool way to implement like a shotgun 1v1 to run into mass Mercy Church and then have a fight. But if you look at that, there's people that play nothing but a 1v1. So if you get the best player in a TDM match and then you get that person that plays 1v1s non-stop, guess who's going to win the 1v1? The person that plays the 1v1 all the fucking time. But who would win in the TDM match? The one that plays TDM. Because it's all about how much you've played the game and how much you've played the 1v1 or TDM, and not so much down to skill. And especially when like it's not exactly fair when you're 1v1ing someone, their host or your host, you have to have a neutral host to make it a fair fight.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean shit. I fucking hate 1v1s, and coming up to me and saying, "Oh, you're shit, 1v1 me now," I'm always just gonna say no, because it's just a waste of time. And even if I win, you're still going to be on my back anyway. You're still going to say, "Oh, you won because of this shit. You're fucking shit. You sponge. You do a shit behind cover and hard aim."
These excuses. Oh my god. Every rebuttal remains to the same shit. It's some crybaby kindergarten, first grade excuse. It's nothing different. It never changes.
Look at your monkeys, Megabyte.
Like,
monkeys collection.
1v1s they prove, the only thing that they do prove, I mean, some would say they prove next or nothing or next to nothing. I think that they do as well, but it does in a sense that you're going against someone in one-on-one combat, nobody else is there, you're getting backup from nobody else. The only thing it does prove is that you're better at them in a 1v1 competitive
situation.
Situation with a shotgun. Nothing else. Like, it proves that you're better than them with a shotgun. It doesn't necessarily mean you are. Like, 'cause you could get to the point where nobody would probably accept this, and I don't know why nobody asks. It's like, why don't we do a 1v1 Mercy? All the weapons are default, and we play it out with any weapon of our choosing. And then that generally should show what the person's skill is, what they can do tactically with grenades. That's my fucking dog. With grenades, with the Lancer, with the sniper rifle, like giving everything a go, like every variety of weapons, that you're better than them or they're better than you at all these different weapons, like what their skills are with them, what their advantages using them, what the disadvantages are with them using them. That really proves what you're like and what they're like, or who's better and who's not. Not just a one-on-one shotgun battle, because that doesn't prove anything besides you're better than them with a shotgun, nothing else.
yeah, if you're just sedated to only one weapon, there's nothing else, and you should always be around to a open field, no one area, one-on-one stipulation. You should never have it to be where you got to go inside the church or go into blood drive or to the wall, to the spawn area, or wall bounce it out and body each other. It don't mean anything.
Yeah.
If you played in the open field where all weapons are available and strategically play against somebody like it was just regular execution with a grenade, a sniper, a torque bow, or whatever it may be, a boom shot, mulcher, whatever weapon, and see what you can do against the person, unlike him being in a church, bouncing around and hiding behind a wall with a shotgun all day.
Yeah.
It's not gonna prove anything. All it proves is that you are better with a shotgun into a close quarters situation. In a 1v1, you hold your 1vs for that. But would that prove to you as if you're outside, instead of inside that church, and I have a nade, and you're trying to go and chase me, and I just throw an incinerator right at you, and you die? Or if I go and pull out my lancer and I cross you, and you try to push me, and then or I come around and I actually outplay you with everything on the map, then right then and there it proves that the guy in the regular game can kill you, unlike a dude that sits there with a sniper or a shotgun 1v1ing.
It shows your know-how, your cunning on using all these different weapons and items at your disposal better than what your opponent can. Shut the fuck up.
It's like when you talk, you're just like, oh,
Carry on. I gotta shut him up, honestly.
I think you're shown as a better player anyway, not in just a 1v1, but what are you like when you're 2v1, or just you've got 3 people crossing you and
Yeah,
you've got
when
to
you're
try
under
and get
pressure, pretty much.
Yeah, not a 1v1. I mean, yeah, individually, show your proper skill and ability against more than one person, surely.
It's a bit like, say when someone's going to go for 1v1 someone, they just both stand there and then they melee the air to start it. Well, I'm sorry, but you're pretty much just standing there, you're getting ready to have a 1v1. In a fucking public match or whatever, you're under pressure, you're still getting fucking waves of people fucking running at you, so it's not exactly gonna fucking test anything to, see whoever fucking kills you first out of pure skill when that happens. Because, it's just you've just prepared for a 1v1 in that situation.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, just quickly. Another thing, like a really big thing that still shows the competitive sides of both Gears of War 1, well, not Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2 and 3, and Judgment, is the fact that you'll go into Gears of War 1, people will still kill each other, but it will get to that point when everything just comes to a standstill. Everyone's just in a tower or doing glitches and, just having little mini shotgun battles or sniper battles. Everyone's chilled out. Not everybody's lancering you, but you rarely see that in Gears of War 3 when everyone just pauses for a moment and stops fucking lancering each other and shotgunning each other. And you get all these people just, on this one dude, like, that everybody doesn't like in a lobby. Like you, Sheathan, you fucking French son of a bitch, retro, you've been active prick. If any of you know him, Sheathan, just send him as much hate mail as you want, because that guy is just awful. If you've met him before, you will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he is French and he is an arsehole, and he will not not teabag you. Like, he will do it no matter what he does. But yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, everybody in Gears of War 1 can have a chilled out time, glitch, do whatever they want. But then in Gears of War 3 and 2, everyone's still at it, at each other's throats. Trying to get the wins, get their KD up, show that they're better than everyone else. And I think that just proves that it is still highly competitive, and everyone still is wanting that win. Everyone wants that top spot.
Yeah.
That was a problem with Gears of War 1 though, is like the host. If you're fucking better than them or you kill them, they fucking kick you. And that used to piss me off. That actually made me snap Gears 1. Because that pissed me off so much.
Yeah, you killed the host, you bodied the host. Oh, let me tell you. Actually, let me tell you the story. It's very recent, very very recent. All right, I was playing Gal 1. It was on escalation, and it was like yeah. Actually, I love escalation. It's just I don't like it when they camp up if they put custom torque bows up there. But what's it called? But I was playing against these General ROMs, and it was just like a bunch of them, and then there was this host. And it was down to a 2v4. I literally the entire time was beating them, killing them by myself. Then all of a sudden, when it got to the last round, we're about to win. All they needed was one round. I have 16 kills, and my teammate only had like 6 or 5. And then I went up to the dude that he was activating, right? He activated me down. I got up, he missed. I went down and picked up the snipe. I zoomed headshot at him, and then he kicked me out, and then he ended the game.
Wow.
And we're about to win, and we're about to win, too, on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's disgraceful. That's what we don't need in new Gears of War, is the ability to boot people out of games or anything like that. Same as Gears of War 3.
The fact that it's going to be dedicated servers is they're not going to be able to kick anyway, so that's really good.
I think they should have 2 different, they should have like a host server playlist, and then they should have a dedicated server playlist.
Yeah, definitely.
And it'll be cool. And I would like to go to a host dedicated, or not host dedicated, but like a host server to a dedicated server. Either one, I'd love to play them. Both.
Yeah, because then if you go to the host one, the hosts are actually going to obviously, like, you know, say if there was a host game type on Gears of War 3 and people were trying to camp with lances and pistols and they're trying to do all that GB shit, the host would actually kick them and try to keep it a friendly, fun game. I think that would be awesome.
But there's too many custom rules as well, like Gal 1. Now, there's this one rule I hate the most, and I still hate it today. The whole active thing. Now, I understand active is the issue to a certain extent. Now, when they go at the end of the game and they start looking through other people's stats and they say, "Oh, bro, you got 80 actives. Bro, you got 135 actives. You're garbage." Like, I hated that the most. And then they look at me and they're like, "Bro, you got 140-something actives with that many kills."
You know, the funny thing is with that, though, is no one realised that it actually counted the normal reload as well. It
Yes.
didn't just count the actual fucking active reload, it counted the normal one. And everyone was so stubborn about that. Everyone was like, "Oh no, it only counts the active reload, it doesn't count the normal one." Well, fuck off, because you clearly haven't played Gal 1 since the day one, you fucking faggot.
Exactly. And there's the only ones that complain and get mad. They're like, "Man, he activing, bro. He activing." I'm like, "With what, a shotgun?" "Yeah, bro, that shit cheating." I'm like, "Hell no, it's not cheating." I was like, "That's just the way it is in Gal 1. I was like, "I don't see the problem in it." And he was like, "Nah, fuck that, man. You gotta be a garbage kid to be doing." I was like, "Well, then shit, I think you're just garbage enough so can't even do it back." I'm just saying. And I was like, plus, I was getting on his case about that. I was like, "Bro, on top of that, too, you only got 2 kills. Why are you talking?" And it's been like 6 rounds in, and you're a host. I was like, "Why are you complaining?" I was like, "Let me just say this. I don't like it when people active me over and over with a sniper, but I would not mind them to active me with any other weapon but that sniper."
It's kind of unnecessary on the boom shot, and you've got to admit that. Very unnecessary.
Nah, I don't mind it. Like, I really never ever
I
mind it.
suppose, because the boom shot in Gears of War 1, as opposed to the other 3, say, I don't really want to include Judgment, because it really feels like I play Call of Duty when I put that in my Xbox, but, like, the boom shot in Gears of War 1, it's not only is it easy to evade, but it makes it a lot more difficult for the person who has it to kill you with it. It actually requires actually aiming and knowing where the person's going, because there is that bullet lag and that delay, and it can easily be avoided, especially if fired at a distance. You can see that thing coming from across the map, and you can easily avoid it. But with the second and third one, and the fourth, they increase fire rate, reloading, and, well, that thing comes out faster, it travels faster, it can get, I don't know, about 50 feet in about a point second, and you're just done. Even if you're like 10 feet away from it, you're still going to get full cocked or full red, as most people say it. Yeah.
That's a massive competitive side I've just thought about, actually. Like, the boom shot is, without a doubt, the most overused weapon in a public match on Gears of War 3. The boom shot area is the most, run to place for everyone to fucking go to and sweat, because everyone wants to grab that boom because they know how powerful it is to make them win. Everyone cares about the win so much they will do anything to get that boom shot. That's why I hate overpowered weapons like boom shots, because it ruins the immersion of that whole map, because everyone's integrated into that one fucking area because of that one fucking weapon. How about you take the weapon that powerful out, or even dumb it down so it's not that powerful, so then everyone's spread out across the map, and then all the weapons are more balanced out, because everyone's just hoarding that one boring weapon that just ruins the gameplay. I'm sorry, but it does. It just makes the game more competitive, and it just ruins it. I hate it so much.
But the issue is, it's not even just, the weapons, it's the people that play. When the people play, it's an issue. And especially if they really are competitive in public games, they will take that to an advantage. But the weapon is not the issue, it's just the people.
Yep.
Like, it's the same for me. Like, for Gal 1, I'm probably the only dude that runs for boom in, like, gridlock. I'm the only one that run, like, literally, I don't even go for snipe anymore. I go straight for nade or boom. And then either get a triple with it or a quad. That's it.
Yep.
And I always tend to get it because it's like no one else focuses on it. They're looking at, oh, sniper dub blind fire. That's what they think. And then I pick it up, oh, triple. You know, they get mad, and then it's like they leave and they get angry. So I feel competitive is not even like it's not even a event thing now. It's more of a public publicity environment. So like if you want to be the greatest, you got to play against people all over the fucking world, and it shouldn't
That's
be
why
like that.
online gaming is fucking dying because, like, a lot of my friends originally that I had, like, a few years ago from Xbox, they were all really nice people, but they just can't be asked anymore just because of how competitive online gaming is in general now. You can go on Call of Duty and you will have the worst time of your fucking life. That game is awful.
Yeah.
Everyone swears that game. And it's not just the people though. The fucking spawns in those games are
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
awful.
it is. Yeah, honestly, there is certain parts of the game that is really fucked up that would make it a big difference. But as to the people that play, they make a huge difference within that, as well as to just the mechanics of the game itself. And competitive needs to be down to what it really should be. Honestly, the community and everyone else is in shame for this because there's not enough competitive events that people should go to win money to have whatever they want to do for it. And that's the downfall. I think everyone should put some money towards this as well as what's it called? Hypestation. They need to have a bigger event. They need to hold more things to go on. They need a brand and branch to get with esports and get with a whole bunch of other people that want to make a competitive stadium or whatever it may be for Gears of War. And if we do that, you would see more teams on there than it is for them to be on the public games or the ranked matches that just want to just sweat out over there trying to get a KD instead of getting prize money. And that's what killed it, is that there's not enough people to really enforce it. That's what you normally see on the GB brackets, the GB leaderboards, the ladders. There used to be a lot of games. Now you don't see that no more. It's no longer in there.
No, because it's in the public matches.
Yeah, and then people don't care now. That's what really killed it, truthfully.
Yeah, but you think about it, like, if people really didn't care, the competitiveness would go. Like, if you don't care about something, why would you need to be so, for it? So, so fucking like an arsehole towards everyone else in the community. If you really didn't give a shit, if you thought you were this really good player, oh yeah, I got GB, man, I do all this shit. And it's like, good for you, but somebody like me, I just want to play it, not to play it and find people like you who do compete, but and then show off about it.
Yeah.
So it's where they care.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother thing. Like those are just assholes. But I was just say, if it was just to be competitive and everybody had done their own thing and only go to these events because they want to make some money, they want to make something happen within it, then as to the community, they need to get their shit together. That's just all it is.
Yep. Right. We're thinking about wrapping it up. Thinking about wrapping it up.
Yeah. All right. So we done? We done with it?
Yeah, pretty much. I've got nothing else to say now.
All right.
That's pretty much like very nice to rant about that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to push this out as much as I can to everybody on whatever it may be. I just want to like get the point across and people listen to it and understand. I don't care for the viewing or whatever I get on it. It's just I want people just to understand and get it across and resonate to everybody, even for the developers.
Maybe it will open some people's eyes and maybe they'll think, you got a point there.
Yeah.
We have just, talked about a lot of content and info as to what, has been going on in the Gears of War community and what people want, ideas that people may have not thought about, and just spreading those ideas around and letting people know what everyone really expects from this new generation of Gears of War players, community, games. You know?
Yeah.
We need to make a change. And as much as I hate the Gears of War community, I wanted to make it better, but at the same time, I want this shit to die. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I love this game, but I hate the people. Like, there's only a certain handful of people I can be like, I like you. You're a cool person. You know what? I'd rather talk to you. And it's so hard to find that nowadays. So it's really difficult because when you get in the game, like literally when I was doing a live stream, I was playing the rank match and we won. And a dude clutched it, and he was like, "Man, y'all some bitches. All y'all suck anyway. Y'all almost lost. Fuck y'all. Fuck you. Y'all pussies. Y'all pussies." Like, but you lost. Like, you could have beat the 2v. Okay, look, it's 2v7. How can you not beat that? And it was on Raven Down. How hard was it? But anyway, all right. Well, everyone, this is the 3rd episode of the DNG podcast, and it's the Gears of War discussion. And my name is Brotherwork, and I was going to tell you that to everyone in my final thoughts. Anyone that does Gears of War or even play it, please share this. Please let everyone know about it. Get it out to everyone. Share it on Twitter, do it on Facebook, put it on Pornhub. I don't care where you put it on. Just put it somewhere so the whole world can understand. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And anyone else want to have their final thoughts?
Yeah, just keep what remains of the Gears of War community good. You know, just
be nice to everyone.
Yeah, just
It
start
seems like
being.
everyone's forgot about the mute button as well. If you don't like someone, mute them.
Nah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
The mute button is replaced with the expose button.
I've just remembered my very first name and shame is going to go out. Hyper Guinea Pig. Fuck you, Hyper Guinea Pig. You've just been crying and whining about me the whole time. He'll send me voice messages, spam me voice messages, and then he'll say, "And now I'm blocking you." And he didn't even block me because he keeps sending me messages. And he's such a little bitch. And, oh god, he plays like a wanker as well. He teabags and leaves, quits games. He's just the worst kind of person you can find in the Gears of War community. Thank you.
My final thing is just don't always assume that when you kill someone, get a good outplay, and someone like that, they're always mad or always angry. You never know. Just ignore it. Don't try and respond to them, or don't try and pick yourself up and tell them, you just got owned or something like that. Just leave it. If they message you in a bad way, ignore it. If they message you saying it's a good headshot, it's a good outplay, respond to it saying thank you and just leave it at that. You don't need to drag it on or anything like that or turn it into a massive argument that everyone's just going to cool down off after a while, and then it just becomes awkward when you just sat there with no other comebacks left for each other and you just leave it. It's just no time for it. Nobody enjoys it. Nobody wants it. Yeah, that's all.
Gaming was made for fun, and you've made it the most stressful thing I've ever fucking done in my life.
How many discs did you snap now? 3?
I've snapped 3 Gears of War discs, 2 Gears of War 2 discs, 2 Gears of War 1 discs.
Oh, Jesus. I remember that. I remember you sent me a picture on Facebook about that, and I thought you chewed on it. I really thought you chewed on it. Like, even what's her name came through and she was like, "Did you chew on it?" Oh my god.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to us rant. I'm sure you're probably gonna put your opinions down in the comment section below as well. Make sure to leave a thumbs up or a dislike, whatever you do. It's all up to your personal preference. Did you enjoy this or did you not? Or who cares? But we gotta wrap this up because it's getting to 2 hours now.
Yeah. All right, yo, Brotherwork, and this Eat My Pals and what's the team? Fuck, I forgot the team.
Enough team.
Enough, yo. All right. So, yo, this is the team. Enough. All right, yo. Peace.
Peace.